Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, sir. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Okay, so all of you can switch on your Hare Krishna. All of you can switch on your videos. Yes, I can see Astha, Vaishnavi, Kartike, Bhumi, Siddhima, Manasvi, and Uddhav. So, welcome all of you. Hare Krishna, Kartike. So, we'd like to welcome all of you. Yes, Bhumi.
Sir, I cannot hear you. Your voice is breaking.
Okay, voice is breaking.
Yes, sir.
Is it for everyone?
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
Bhumi,
sir.
maybe there is a network issue, instability on could be on your side. So still, I'll try to speak louder and I'll try to speak slower. So let me know if anytime the voice starts breaking for you. Okay. If you are facing internet issues, it's okay that you can switch on off your videos to save your bandwidth, right? So that's also another way. Okay. So yes. So before we start with today's discussion, right? So I would just like to discuss the homeworks that we have given already to all of you. So anyone here, they have done the homeworks, right? So they can raise their hands. Yes. Who all have done?
Sir, your voice is breaking. Sir, I have
Kartiki, you can switch off your video. Yes, yes. Your video, you can switch off your video because, yeah, there could be some network instability on your side. Now, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if network issue is there, we can switch off our videos. Otherwise, we can switch on. Okay, so we have two of you, Manasvi and Bhumi, who have done the homework. What about others?
Sir, I have a request.
Yes, Astha.
Sir, if possible, can you please send the homework a little bit early?
Oh, yeah, my bad. Actually, I also, after leaving the class, I leave for my office. So sometimes it gets delayed to give homework. But anyways, did we finish the homework of the first day? Remembering the shloka?
Sir, I did the drawing.
You did the poster. Okay. So all of you who have so first day homework was shloka, right? Anyone here who has remembered the shloka?
Sir, I remember the shloka.
Okay.
Sir, I don't know which. Can you please resend it?
Okay, you were not there in the first session, so that is why. So I will reshare in the group. Meanwhile, I think Bhumi is raising hand. So I'll just spotlight Bhumi, and Bhumi, you can go ahead and recite the shloka.
Okay, sir. Ishvara Parma Krishna Satchida Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karna Karnanam.
Yes, good. So also the meaning of it. Do you remember?
I don't remember the meaning.
Okay, that's fine. That's all right. Anyone else? Thank you, Bhumi. Anyone else has remembered the shloka?
Sir, I've done the yesterday's homework also.
Okay, yeah. So now, people, students who could not remember the shloka, I will again share the shloka in the group, or someone has taken a screenshot of the shloka. Bhumi, you can maybe share in the group. so that everyone can take a look. And please remember that shloka. That's very important shloka, right? Okay. Now the second day's homework was to make a poster on what was the topic given?
Sir, Bhagwan and
Bhagwan and
Bhakt.
Bhakt.
Bhagwan and Bhakta. Okay.
Sir, I
Now,
made a drawing of Bhagavan and Bhakt and also wrote its difference you said told to make.
hmm, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So now, we can maybe show, all of you can show you whatever you have prepared in your camera. So
Sir, I have done the drawing. My coloring is left.
that's okay. We can show.
1
So
minute.
I can see, yes, one by one, I will go through all of you. So first, I can see Bhumi is, okay, Bhumi has drawn Ram and Sri Ram and Hanuman, correct? Okay, wonderful. So Bhagwan is Lord Ram and Hanuman is his devotee. Good, nice drawing. And you have also written some points on it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, here are the differences.
Okay, can you read out? Okay, there are a lot of differences.
Okay, sir.
So maybe read out first two or three differences.
Okay, sir. Bhagwan means God only. Bhakta. Bhakta refers to devotees only. Bhagwan. God is the indwelling self of all living beings in the world. Bhakta. A bhakta is thus one who does not separate religious and secular activities but considers all of them as service of God. Sir, can I tell the example also?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Sir, Ram and Hanuman.
Correct. So Ram and Hanuman. And you made a wonderful drawing also. Good. So you can share for me your drawings and the differences in the group. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Next week I can see Asta is showing. So Asta has made a nice poster of Bhakta and Bhagwan. So can you read out few things from it, Asta?
Yes, sir. Bhagavan and Bhakt. In Bhagavan, I have drawn the letter B and I have drawn the universe in it. And I have written Bhakta is my world. And in Bhakta, I have drawn a B. I have written a few names of gods. And I have written Bhagavan is my world.
Oh. So did you read that shloka where Lord says Aham Bhakta Paradhina? No, there is one shloka which comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll just tell you the meaning. It says that I do not know. So Lord Vishnu is telling this that I do not know anyone other than my devotees, and my devotees also do not know anyone else other than myself. Right? So very good. You have got. Did you refer this shloka or you on your own made the poster?
Sir, on my own, I did it.
Oh, nice. That means you already caught the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. You understood it. Great. Okay, thank you. So I can see Vaishnavi is also raising hand. Vaishnavi.
Yes, sir.
So
I've
you
done
have.
the drawing. Some coloring is left in the poster.
Would you like to show it? Um, okay, it's getting blurred because I think you have switched on virtual background. So that is why. Yeah, now it's visible. Please again, can you show? Yeah, everyone can see. So okay, is it Krishna and Sudama?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you read few things, few lines from what you have written.
The relationship between Bhakt and Bhagwan. Bhakt look up upon God as a father, brother, husband, friend, and in many other forms, as per their emotions or feelings. Bhagwan appears in the same form to enjoy the bliss of the relationship.
Good. So all of you have prepared very wonderful points. I'm really amazed to see your creativity and depth of understanding. So great. This proves out to be a good activity, I think. Okay. Thank you, Vaishnavi. Yes, Manasvi, you'd like to
Thank
showcase
you.
something?
Sir, I
Thank
also did the
you.
poster, but I have not drawn anything much.
Okay, you have something to tell or show? Anything?
Sir, I've drawn the poster.
So you'd like to show it?
Sir, I have I have done the similarities, differences, relationships between Bhagwan and Bhakta, and also the examples.
Okay, so like, can we see something, or you would send it in the group for us to see?
Sir, I would send it as a group.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so thank you for all who have done the homework and who could not do the homeworks. Today there will not, I'll not be giving any homework. So you complete the homeworks that already you have started, or you have you have not started, and you can start it and finish it today. Okay, so the same homeworks will be for today. So people who have not colored it, they can color it, make it more attractive, right? And share. Okay. So this was about the homework. Now I guess we can get started with. So what we will do today, we will first discuss on the topic of body and soul, right? So this is the very popular knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, the difference between body and soul, right? So this is going to be a very interesting topic. So please be very attentive because it's also very little difficult to understand. I'll try my best to help all of you understand the subject matter. If you have any questions, again, do ask me. And after the session, in the remaining 20 minutes or 30 minutes, we will be doing a debate, right? So I'll be dividing all. How many of you are there? I guess 7 of you are there. Okay, so we'll be making 2 teams, and I'll be giving you topic, and then we will do a small debate on that. Okay, so this is the agenda for today. Now, shall we start? Everyone ready?
Yes, sir.
I will let you do what you want to do.
Great.
Okay.
So I'm just sharing my screen,
Now, remove these on your ears. So that
and we will start with our prayers as usual. Okay, all of you can repeat. Om Agyanatimirandasya
Agyantimirandhasya
Jnananjanashalakaya
Jnananjanashalakya
Chakshurunmilitam Yena
Chakshurunmilitam
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda
Sri Advaita Gadadhara
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We'll do once more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So now we can get started with our discussion. So let me go to my presentation. Um, yes. Okay. Anyone is on platform? I'm getting some voice. Like,
It's going to subside.
okay. Uh, yes. So I'm just going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see.
Sir, I'm actually traveling.
Karthik, is it?
Yes. And
Okay, no
currently
issues.
I've just gone out of the train actually.
Okay, no issues. I hope my voice is coming to you, right?
Yes, it is coming.
Okay, that's okay. You can switch off your video. Okay, so we are going to discuss, as I told, on the topic of knowledge of body and soul, right? And this specific topic comes in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So if you we are not going to cover Bhagavad Gita chapter by chapter here, because it is not possible to cover all the chapters in just a short span of 7 days. So we will be covering the important topics that are there in Bhagavad Gita. So one of the very important topic is the science of soul, right? So this is what we will be starting today, and we will try to understand what is the difference between body and soul, whether soul exists or not, and how we can understand that what are some scientific proofs that soul exists, right? So first of all, we will understand what is a soul, basically, right? So I'll just ask from few of you, uh, what do you understand by the word soul or spirit? Anyone would like to answer? You can raise your hands. What is a soul? Yes, Asta.
So soul is a true self, which is the inner part of our body and stays inside the body. Our body acts as clothes to it.
Soul is the inner part of the body. Okay. Yeah.
It is our
Hmm.
own self.
Yes, it is our own self, and it is an inner part of the body, or not actually part of the body. It lives in the body, just like a driver lives in a car. It can go inside the car, it can come out of the car. Similarly, the soul can go inside the body, it can come outside of the body, right? Good. Okay, Manasvi.
Sir, the soul is the most inner, the innermost self of in the body, and it actually is helpful in surviving because a body cannot survive itself, but a soul needs to be there in the body for it to survive.
Okay, but what is the significance of body here? Is body really surviving, or the soul is using the body to survive? Or
So
not
the
survive?
body is using the soul to survive.
Oh, the body is using.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll just give you an example. Now tell me, is the car? Okay, just let me ask this question, and then I'll take Bhumi and the doubt. So tell me, Manasvi, what is true? The body is using the drive. Sorry, the car is
Sir,
using the driver, or the driver is using the body. What is true?
sir, the
So the
soul
car
is
is
using the soul is using the body.
Dudhav says the soul is using the body, right? And in case of a car and a driver, who is using? The driver is using the car, or the car is using the driver?
So the driver is
so
using the car.
the car.
Yeah. So how? So now you understand, Manasvi, that actually body doesn't. Actually, body is just like dead matter, just like a car. Car, if you leave it for 100 years, 1,000 years, it will not say you anything. It will just be on its own. Similarly, body, if you it has no consciousness of its own. It's just like a car, a traveling vehicle, right? This body. And the soul is like the driver. It's a very good, important. This analogy you can always remember. If you remember this analogy of the car and the driver, the whole concept of soul will get clear to you, right? So the driver, when he needs to go from one place to another, he uses the car. So he sits in the car, he goes from one place to another, then he gets out. Let's say one time he is using a Lamborghini, right? One time he is using a Lamborghini car. Another time he may be using a bus to travel, or another time he may be using a Tata Nano to travel, right? So, he can just keep on changing the car. Similarly, just like soul can keep on changing the body, right? So this is a very good analogy actually to understand about the nature of soul. Okay, so yes, Bhumi, you have something to say?
Yes, sir. Sir, soul is the inner part which defines ourselves.
Soul is the many of you are saying soul is the inner part of the body. So actually, we will
But
see
it's not
whether
a
soul is part of the body or not. Yes, it is not a part. Correct.
soul is not
Actually,
a
it is.
part, but it uses the body to
Mm,
travel.
you
If
can
we
understand it like that, right? Is the driver part of the car?
Sir, it's like batteries, which is the soul put into a robot.
Or very simple. I just gave the example. A driver is not part of the car. Correct. The driver goes and sits in the car, and once the driver sits, the car becomes active. Yeah, right. So this is the analogy. Okay. Someone had a doubt? Anyone?
Sir, I had a doubt, but I got the answer.
You got the answer. Okay. Anyone else has any doubts? It's a very simple, explanation that I gave to you. Now I'll give you more, insights into it. Right? We'll get more insights. So what you can, how to visualize it, right? How to visualize. So just like here, what do you see? There are multiple coverings given. So it says the first covering is, the white portion, right? The very outer portion, this one, right? This is what is it written here? Gross body, right? Just like We are seeing we have our hairs, we have the face, we have hands, and we have our legs, we have our stomach, we have our chest. Everything is there. That is known as the gross body, right? Which can be seen, right? It is visible. And then comes the subtle body. So what is the subtle body? Subtle body, it's shown here. It lives, it resides, not lives, it resides inside the gross body. And this subtle body is not actually visible. It is not visible. This one is visible, right? So what is the subtle body? Subtle body is actually I'll give you one example of subtle body. Just like intelligence. Anyone has seen intelligence? Can you see and tell that what is the weight of the intelligence of let's say Vaishnavi? What is the shape of the intelligence of Vaishnavi? Anyone has seen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Or can anyone see the ego of let's say Siddhima? Have you ever seen your ego, Siddhima?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So ego and intelligence and the mind. Okay, anyone has seen the man of ever seen how the man हम बोलते हैं ना we say मेरा मन कर रहा है मेरी इच्छा हो रही है. Anyone has seen the इच्छा or the man?
No, sir.
No.
No. So these are the subtle these are the parts of the subtle body actually, right? They are the parts of the subtle body, right?
Sir,
Now,
is
yes.
subtle
Excuse
body
me, sir.
a body which has all our qualities in it?
It has the memory, it has the intelligence, it has the logical ability. These are the things that live in the subtle body. It has also the feelings of pride, anger, hatred. These are also feelings which are there in the subtle body.
So, sir, if can we call subtle body a real body like the gross body?
No, actually it is not. That is why it is written here. Right? They are both different. Subtle body is also the part of the body only. Just like, okay, I'll give you a very simple example, right? All of you are using computer, correct? Now tell me, can you touch the software of the computer? Okay, what is the OS that you are using? All of you understand what is OS?
Sir, I'm
Operating
using
system?
Chrome OS.
Chrome OS. Or someone may be using Windows, right? Someone may be using Mac OS, someone may be using Linux OS, right? So there are different operating systems. If you are using a mobile phone, there are also two kinds of OSs, Android or iOS, correct? So now tell me, have you ever touched Windows OS? Have you ever touched the Chrome OS? Are you able to touch it?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir,
Can you?
my
But
laptop is
can
touch
you?
screen. I can touch it.
But are you touching the software or are you touching the screen of it?
Sir, screen.
Right. So you can touch the CPU, you can touch the screen of your laptop, you can touch the keyboard of the laptop. That is like the gross body. You understand? That is like the gross body. And the subtle body is like the software. I'll write down here, very simple to understand. If you are all of your computer, using computer, so this is like gross body is like the hardware. But let me write it like HW. HW means not homework, it means hardware. And subtle body means software, SW, right? Correct?
Excuse
All
me,
of you
sir.
understood? Yes?
Sir, what
Yes,
is the
Udam.
difference between soul and super soul?
I'll come to it. Don't worry. So all of you understood the difference between hardware and software? That means the subtle body and the gross body.
Yes, sir.
So actually, the software is, both of them are required. You know, if you buy a laptop, you get hardware as well as software. Can you use a laptop which doesn't have the software, which
No,
doesn't have an operating system? You
no,
cannot use
sir.
it. So software is required to use the hardware. Similarly, subtle body is required to use the software. So use the body, gross body. Now this is about the body. Now comes the user of the body, the driver. Who is the driver? The soul.
Soul.
And soul is like who? Like all of us who is using this laptop. So soul is who? Who is the soul?
Soul is like us.
Like the user.
Us.
Yes, like the user. So that's just like we use a laptop. The laptop is having hardware and software, but can the hardware and software run on its own? If you don't press a key to switch on, will it get switched on automatically?
No, sir.
No. That means you need a someone to trigger it to use the software. Similarly, who is that user? It is the soul, right? The soul, uses, just like when you go to sleep. So what does the soul do? The soul switches off the subtle mind, right? The soul, what is basically soul doing? It is pressing a button, switch off, and then you go to sleep. Just like Vaishnavi is right now about to go to sleep, and right. So this is the nature of the soul, and then yes, and then again when it has to switch off on, the soul switches it on from within, and then you come back to consciousness. Your hand starts to function, your legs starts to function, your eyes starts to see,
Sir,
right? Yes.
sir, when we wake up, soul just turns our mind. When our eyes will get open, the soul just turns on our brain, and then we start to be active.
Correct. You understood it. Good. Right? So it is clear to all of you. What is the gross body? Gross body is the external body is like the hardware, like the machine, and then software is like the intelligence like the software. And who is the user? User is the soul. The soul is using all of these to function, to do some. Let's say the soul wants to eat rasgulla. So what will the soul do? The soul will, tell to the hand, go and pick that rasgulla. Or before even that, it will tell the legs to go close to the rasgulla, right? I'm seeing all of you are getting, saliva, all of you are feeling like eating rasgulla, right? Don't worry, you will get it after the class. So the soul tells to legs, go near the rasgulla, right? Don't go right now, don't stop. After the class you can go, and then the soul tells to hands to pick the rasgulla and put it in the mouth, and then you can eat it, right? All of you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
good.
Yes, sir.
question I have.
Yes.
Sir, suppose our inner soul tells us not to listen to the teacher, but the teacher tells us to listen to her. Then what should we do?
Oh, is it the teacher is myself here?
No, sir, I'm talking about a simple example.
Okay, I am just joking. So the soul never will tell you wrong things. The soul actually, it is the intelligence which tells you the wrong thing. You understand the difference? Actually, intelligence is also programmed, right? It can also influence the soul, correct? Understand the difference? The intelligence is also kind of just like a software. It gives you some prompts, right? When you use, let's say you are using Windows, Do you get a prompt that now update your computer? Like that? Do you get prompts?
Yes, sir.
The software has, the system is heated. Now please restart. Like that, this intelligence also gives you prompts like these. So because it is because not because it is alive, the software is dead, but it has been programmed in such a way by God that it can give you certain options, right? Certain suggestions. So similarly, this intelligence gives you certain suggestions that now, you know, the intelligence tells you that why are you listening to this teacher? Go and play or go and eat something, right? But what should you do at that time?
Listen to the soul.
Listen to
The
soul,
soul.
or you are the soul. You do not have to listen to the soul. You have to listen to the super soul. Now the super soul comes in picture, right? Okay. So who is a super soul? So super soul is actually Paramatma, right? Right here you can see, and actually it is not that soul, super soul is living within the soul. Super soul and soul actually live side by side, right? Here there is uh, super soul, and here there is soul. So both of them live in the body. Both of them live together, and they are. And the super soul is, what is the purpose of the super soul? The super soul actually gives us guidance. So super soul is like our guide. He is like our teacher. Just like, when you go to a computer class, what does the teacher tell you? Your teacher tells you how to use the computer, correct? So super soul is like that teacher who he is teaching you how to use the software that you have been given, how to use the gross body and subtle body, right? So that is the purpose of Paramatma. And who is the super soul? Anyone, can, and yeah, Lord Vishnu,
Lord
right?
Narayan.
Lord Vishnu.
Lord Narayan. Yes, Lord Narayan or Lord Krishna, right? So he comes in as super soul, right? So this is like the explanation. So you can, all of you can remember very, very, it will be very easy for all of you to remember in this way. Gross body, all of you please repeat after me. Gross body is like the hardware.
Gross body is the hardware.
Like the hardware.
Subtle body is like the software.
Subtle
Subtle
body
body
is
is
like
like
the
the
Like
software.
the software.
Soul is like the user,
Soul is
soul
like
Soul
is
the
is
like
like
user.
user.
the
Like a
and super soul is like the guide.
Super
And
soul is
super
like
super
the
soul
soul
guide.
is
is
like
like
the
the
guide.
guide.
And if you have understood this, then you have completed a topic. Congratulations, right? So you have understood the difference between body and soul. But this is not the end of the class. I like still discuss 10-15 minutes more to discuss about the nature of the soul. So now we have understood just what is the difference between the different parts of the body, right? Different parts of the body, and how the soul is using the body, and how, what is the purpose of super soul, right? Now we will see more about more to understand what is the nature of the soul, right? We'll try to understand more about the soul, right? For example, let's do one activity, right? So when I tell you I'll tell you some part of your body, right? You have to point towards it, just like if I tell, where is your nose? So all of you, please point towards it. Don't say anything. Just point towards it, and then whoever points correct, they are, they will be in the game. Whoever points wrong, they will get out of the game, right? So all of you are ready? Okay. Yes. So first question, where is your eyes? Okay, I can see Kartike? Okay, everyone is showing. Good. That's the correct answer. Where is your teeth? Okay, everyone is showing their teeth. Good. Where are your ears? Okay, I can see your ears as well. Where is your hair? Okay, you have your hair as well. Where is your chin? Okay, I can see the chin. Now, where are you? Where? In your head?
Inside the gross body, inside the suitable body.
Inside the subtle body. Oh, you all of you have understood the knowledge. So everyone, right? Or or is are you inside here? Are you here?
No, sir.
Are you
No, sir.
here? Where are you then? I cannot see you.
We are settled down
Where?
By the subtle body.
But
in
the
our
subtle body is
faces.
invisible.
Invisible. Okay, I cannot see you. So yes, correct. So we are the soul is very small. Why is it invisible? Is it like it is like a magic? It is invisible, or what is the reason it is not visible by eyes? What do you mean by invisible?
Sir, something we cannot see from our own eyes.
Okay, something we cannot see from our own eyes. But why cannot we see? Does it know magic? It can disappear and it can again appear.
Because the
Can
soul
you?
has been given by God and it has come to guide us.
No, I'm not talking about the super soul, the soul. All of you said you are the soul, you are living inside the body. So you are the soul. So if I ask someone, like just like Asta, do you know magic? Can you appear and disappear so that I cannot see you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
But why you are invisible then?
Want to be invisible, you need to get a green screen.
You need to get it. So can I see after I get a green screen?
I don't have a green screen.
So the reason why the soul cannot be seen is because it is very small. Just like if let's say I say ant is sitting on my uh, a bacteria is sitting on my nose. Can you see the bacteria?
No,
No, sir.
But yes, and actually bacteria are everywhere. Everywhere the bacteria are sitting, right? But
sir,
why cannot we see it?
because
Because they are very small.
Because they are microorganisms, very
sir, if
small.
Sir,
if
we
you
can
want to
only view
see
them with the
them,
help of a microscope.
Yes, Bhumi is coming from, Bhumi's mother is a
closely,
doctor. So she knows that, we can see using a microscope. But so can we see soul using a microscope?
No, sir, it is very small.
No, sir.
Sir, we can see it through the microscope.
Kartikeya is saying we can see it through the microscope. So Bhumi, can you ask your mother whether she has seen the soul using a microscope?
Not the soul, but the microorganisms.
Sorry, sir, what did you just say? I didn't hear you.
My question is that can you ask your mother whether she could see the soul using a microscope?
I just asked, sir. Sir, she's saying no.
You're getting a Okay, we got a advice. We got a answer from a doctor, so it's now authentic. It is not I am saying, because I am not a doctor, so you may not believe me. The doctor is saying that it is not visible by microscope. So why? Because it is much more smaller than the microorganisms as well. It is said actually in Bhagavad Gita, the dimensions of the soul is given. Right? What is the dimension of the
Sir,
soul? Yes, Kartike.
sir, the soul is actually invisible. That's why you can also not see it from the microscope too.
Yeah, why is this invisible? Because it is very, very small, right? It's not like it is by magic. Actually, the logic is it's very small. I'll give you one example. If you want to know the size of the soul, what you can do is all of you pluck one hair from your head, right? Don't pluck forcefully. Just take a hair and then maybe somewhere. And if you have a hair and then you cut the tip of the hair into, don't pluck it forcefully. I'm just joking, right? You can just see the tip of the hair, and right when you see the tip of the hair, you cut it into 100 pieces. Is it possible to cut the tip of the
No,
hair into
sir.
100 pieces?
Sir, we
No,
can even
right?
The hair will
we
not
find
also
it.
cut also.
We cannot cut also. But just imagine by some very advanced machine, you can cut it into 100 pieces. Now again, take one piece of the 100 piece, again cut it into 100 pieces,
Sir, but we need
right?
to take more hair for that to cut in 100 pieces.
Sir, you
Yeah,
basically want us to cut it into 200 pieces.
not 200 pieces, 1000 pieces, 100 by 100. And that is the size of 10,000, actually, 10,000 pieces. If you cut the tip of the hair into 10,000 pieces, that is the size of one of the soul, right?
So
So
then
that
what
is why the
is
soul,
the super soul?
what is the,
Size of the super soul.
what is the size of the super soul? The super soul also is of the similar size, right? As I
Yes,
just as a soul, right? So that is why the soul actually can enter the body and come out of the body very easily. The soul generally enters the body from the mouth, from the pores of the body. Let's take the nose and the ears. And when the person dies, it comes out of those pores of the body, right? So now you know the size of the soul as well, right? It is very small, right? So we understood two very important things. First thing we understood, like, where does the soul live in the body? How is the soul different from the gross and the subtle body? And what is the super soul? Right? We understand things. Now, also one thing here, it is written, if you have noted, what is written here, body is like a dress.
yes, sir,
Or
I told.
also, what is like a dress? Also, body, you can also compare body like a car. So just tell me, if the car is, let's say, or if you lose a dress, let's say your dress gets torn off, we can mute ourselves if we're not speaking. If, let's say, by some accident our dress gets torn off, will you cry? Okay, we may cry if it's a very favorite of our dresses, but you will cry for how many days?
I won't cry for a single day.
Not even for a single day.
Sir, only for
1 or
30
2 days.
minutes.
Sir,
Only for
Yeah,
1
actually,
hour.
maybe.
Only for
I'll
30
cry
minutes.
for at least 1 or 2 minutes. At least
Yeah,
two.
not if, yeah, 1 or 2 minutes is enough. After that, you will forget, right? Your parents will bring you new dresses, right? So just like now we just understood that body is like a dress. So should you cry for the body if the body gets torn off?
No, sir.
Now a difficult question, right? So that is why it is said, if you understand this, so that is why it is said that if someone leaves the body, if someone passes away, actually, what has happened just now? he has been transferred from one cloth to another cloth, right? Now he was, let's say, sitting in the cloth of your grandfather. Now he will get a new cloth of a baby. He will again be born as a new baby, and he will again be, getting a new life, right? So similarly for all of us, we have this body, but after we get old, we will also have to leave this body, right? So don't, so people fear death a lot, right? But if you understand this concept that you are, this body is like a dress and you will not die if the dress dies. I will tell you that soul cannot be hurt. Actually, soul cannot be cut by any weapons. Soul cannot be killed. It is unkillable, right? Only the body can be hurt. The body can be killed. Soul never dies. It only happens
Sir,
if the soul gets transferred from one body to another. Yes?
only only if God wants, then he can exterminate the soul. Otherwise,
No.
he he is about to do
The soul
anything.
is already always individual. And God, why will God want you to kill your soul? So he never wants it. Actually, he is the one who has created. He, from him everyone has come. Every soul, we will see that how soul is part and parcel of God only, right? We'll see it, right? And that every soul is individual, right? And soul is always existing. In if you go back, lakhs of years before, still you were there, right? If I tell you that Vaishnavi was even living 1 lakh years ago, so do you believe it?
No,
Yes.
sir.
No. Why? I just told you that soul never dies. And soul is ever existing. So all of you who are here, you were there even 1 lakh years ago. All of you are here today. All of you will live even after 1 lakh years ago. But we may not look the same. Someone may, right now we are in this body. We may be in a different body. Sometimes we may take the body of a let's say, who knows, you may be in the army of Lord Ram, like a monkey, right? Just like Lord Ram's army had monkeys, we may also be there, would have been there. Who knows, right? So that's about the soul. The soul always exists, and it only keeps on changing the body, right? So that is why it is said that one should not lament for the loss of the body. So Manasvi is asking a question: is it possible for a human soul to be in an animal or a plant soul? So tell me, Manasvi, I'll ask you a question only. Is it possible for a driver of a car to enter auto rickshaw?
Yes, sir.
Let's say a soul driver was having Audi. Now can he enter auto rickshaw?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now can he enter another nano?
Yes, sir.
So how can, why is it not possible for the soul? The soul, I told you the size of the soul, it's so small. And I did not tell you that this is human soul, this is animal soul. So why, is there any doubt that it cannot enter the animal body?
Sir, like for humans and animals, it will be different, no, sir, because the functions of a human is very different from the functions of an animal.
Why it is different? Because humans have evolved consciousness, right? Humans actually, everything is the same. The humans also go to sleep, the animals also go to sleep. The humans also they defend themselves, right? The animals also, if you try to hurt them, they will defend themselves. Do they defend? If you hurt a dog, does the dog bark at you?
Yes, sir.
That means it is defending. So you
Sir,
also yes.
I've been attacked by a dog since a lot of times. My father even got bit by a dog. Not a
Yeah,
heavy bite, but it was a kind of a stress scratch. So
yeah.
he bought because he had rabies in his rabies infection. So he is
So
taking rabies vax
mm,
right
yeah.
now.
So
He's taking
always one
injections.
should. That is why it is not recommended to go near wild dogs, street dogs. They may be very dangerous, right? And they won't try to never hurt at least, right? If you they generally bite when they are threatened by us, just to defend themselves. So if you don't try to provoke them, they will not bite. And some of them are actually mad also. Sometimes they get mad and then they bite. So in that case,
Sir,
one should be careful. Yeah.
sir, when they get rabies, they can't drink water. That's why they go mad.
Yeah,
That's the
correct.
reason why they go mad.
Hmm. Yes.
Dogs really don't bite. Whenever some person just comes near to the dog and just look at the dog, then the dog gets angry because the dog thinks like that he's gonna kill us. So that's why they
Yeah.
bite us. So we should
Yeah.
never
I
look
told.
at the dogs in their eyes
Yeah.
if they will think that he
Both
will.
things are there. Yeah, both things are there. That generally dogs do not bite, right? But if you provoke them, then they may bite. And also some dogs actually get mad due to some disease, so they sometimes behave, unexpectedly. So, anyways, even if it's not mad or even if it doesn't bite, you should be careful, right? It's dangerous. So yeah, I was telling about this body and the soul entering body. So actually, the animals also eat. We also eat. The animals also defend. We also defend. The animals also sleep. We also sleep. The animals also produce children. We also produce children. So everything is the same. There is no difference. Only one difference is there, that animals cannot understand about God. But all of you are sitting here in the Bhagavad Gita class. Can a dog come here in the class and understand the signs of God? If I
No,
tell to a
sir.
dog that you are not a body, you are the soul, will the dog understand it?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Not at all,
Instead,
sir.
But
instead
sir,
he may bite me and say that, okay, you are not the body. Okay, let me bite your body, right? So it is not possible for the dog to understand because they do not have evolved consciousness, but we have
Sir,
evolved consciousness. Yes.
Sir, a dog will not understand what we are learning in the school, but he can understand that what we are teaching to the dog. He can
Yeah.
understand that we are teaching the dog something, so he will understand that. But
He
not
will.
in the school
They,
what he is teaching,
Hmm.
what the
So
ma'am
they
is.
can understand few things. They also have consciousness. They can understand few things like if you tell them how to eat, how to
Like
sit,
say,
how to follow. Yeah, right. They also get training, but they do not have that advanced intelligence, right? So that is
Sir,
why.
But sir,
Yes.
suppose a dog tells a dog something, then it will understand, won't it?
Yeah, they have their own language. I'm not saying they are not
sir,
at all intelligent. I'm
one day
saying
I
they do
was
not have
teaching the
evolved intelligence. Yes, Vaishnavi?
they speak
one day I
dog.
was teaching the dog how to do handshake, and it was night time. So I put my foot on his tail, and he was barking on me.
Yeah, so you should never do that. It can bite you, it can be dangerous, right?
Sir,
Yes.
sometimes dogs can see gods. Sometimes dogs can see gods also. Sometimes, so that they make sound. They when they see God, they make crying sounds of
No, they do
barking.
not. You're right. They do not see God. They see souls,
Yeah, bones.
right?
So they just cry and bark.
So
Sir, I
actually,
have heard
dogs. dogs have a special tendency that they can sense the souls, right? So someone is, because souls also, I told you, na, souls exist, but they are very small in size, and actually the soul also lives with a subtle body. You know, when I showed you this, actually the subtle body is also living with the soul only. When the soul leaves the body, the gross body, the subtle body also leaves the body, just like the software also comes with the soul. That is why the soul can survive in this world, material, because to survive in this material world, it needs the facility of the subtle body, right? So he cannot do anything, like he doesn't have a hand or leg or something like that, but he has a subtle body, which he can feel things, right? He can feel. He can feel thirst, he can feel hunger, he can feel, actually, soul doesn't have hunger or thirst, anything. Soul is never hungry, soul is never thirsty. But since it is living in the subtle body, that is why sometimes, you hear about atmas, right? You hear about ghosts, and because they are actually living in the subtle body, right? Do not have a gross body, so you cannot see them, but they also have feelings. Okay. I think we had a lot of questions. So now we'll quickly move on because we have activity also to do. So I'll just finish this part, then I will take questions. Okay. So here it says, change of body is natural. So what do you see here? What is happening? A man is turning into old person, again old, and then he is going into the uh, jaws of death. He's dying. And then again, once he dies, the soul is getting a new body as a baby, and then he's growing like that, right? The cycle continues, right? This is the
So
cycle of
ancient times
transmigration.
this happens. Ancient times this happens.
What times?
Ancient, very old times. This cycle used to happen.
No, it happens, or even now it will happen in future also. All of you were born as a small boy, right? Were you born as you are right now? You were born as a small baby girl or baby boy. Then you grew. Now you are at this size. Then you will again become young, or you will become adults, all of you,
Sir,
right? And then yes,
sir, we are in medium size now. We are not dealing
yeah,
with teenagers. We are now still childrens.
yeah, that's right. But I'm saying that we will become adults, and then will become old as well, right? This is the only truth that is there in this world, that all of us will die, were born, all of us will grow to adult, all of us will become old, and then we may die. So this is the only truth. So that is why it is very important to not fear this. This is not something to be fearful of. This is something we should understand and deal with, right? So what it says here, shloka, we will recite this shloka. All of you can recite after me. Dehino asmin yatha dehe
Devino yandehe.
Kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapte dhiras tatra namuhyati. Yes, what it says here, dehino asmin yatha dehe, right? Basically, it says that Komaram Yovanam Jara. That means Komaram means childhood. Yovanam means young, when you are, let's say, 20 or 19 years old. Jara means old age. So young age, childhood, young age, and old age. This is always, the body is always undergoing this change. Tatha dehantara praptir. Hence, thus, at the end of the body, when the body dies, Dhiras Satranna Muhyati. Intelligent men do not lament. Intelligent men do not lament when the body dies, because they know that the soul, after the body is, when this body is left, the soul will enter a new body, right? Just like when you get give up a old clothes, you enter a you get a new cloth, right? Similarly, you will see here below what is seen here. Different the soul is transmigrating into different types of bodies as well. So this all the species which are written living in the ocean, water, like the fishes, the seals, the crocodiles, I don't know how many. Then there's the seal, there's the horse, cow, leopard,
Sir,
langur, humans,
sir,
leopards. Yes,
sir.
yes,
Like different types of
yes.
squids, like the giant squid and the colossal squid.
Yeah, all different species. Anyone knows how many species are there in the whole universe? How many different kinds of
Thou-
species are there?
thousands of millions and billions.
Exact number. There is exact number which is mentioned in the scriptures. I'll come to your question, Manasvi.
1 trillion.
No, it is 8.4 million. Right? 8.4 million species are there. That means 84 lakh species. If you convert 84 lakhs, it comes out to be 8.4 million. The different kinds of birds and animals and insects, everything if you include, there are 8.4 million species of life, right? And the soul can enter any of them based on their karma. Okay, now Manasvi has actually asked a very important question. So I'll come to your question, Manasvi. I think not today. I'll not be able to cover your question today, but you keep the question. I'll answer it tomorrow. Okay.
So the answer would be 8.7 million.
8 point.
8.7 million.
No, 8.4 million. Is there somewhere you found 8.7 million written?
Sir, I calculated it.
You calculated it? How?
Sir, on Google.
No, Google. See, again, Google is not the source of correct answer always. Actually, Google also gives wrong answers. So what you should approach, you should the Vedas. What I am telling you, 8.4, it is written in the scriptures, right? It is given in I think Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So, but whatever is written in the scriptures, that is never wrong. That is why on that basis I am telling. Again, if I tell that on my own that it is 8.4 million species, then that may be wrong because I am not perfect. But the scriptures are telling it, then it should be perfect. And as far as Google is concerned, a lot of things are there on Google which is incorrect, right? Because the science actually is like a child. It keeps on growing things. I'll tell you one example, right? I'll tell you one story on this, right? So once upon a time there was in one country there was a bubonic plague, right? A bubonic plague. All of you know what is a bubonic plague?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard? What is it?
It was a plague that came in 18th
The 19th
century.
century.
No, 18th
Okay,
century.
18th century. Okay, so yeah, there was a big plague. I'll tell you the reason why it happened. It is kind of a plague, just like a pandemic, just like right now Corona happened, right? Similarly, many people gave up their life due to that. Similarly, earlier also many times such incidents had happened. So in the time of bubonic plague, the scientists were trying to find out why this happened. And somehow the scientists came to a conclusion that it has been caused by the cats, right? They somehow found out that it is due to the cats. So what they did, they killed all the cats in the country. But what happened, the bubonic plague even became more worse, right? It became very dangerous. So then they again found out, they did more research and actually they found out that it was not due to cats, it was due to rats. And what will happen if you kill the cats?
Sir,
Yes.
the
Rats
mice
will
will
poison our house and tear all of our clothes.
sir,
The
sir,
number
Yes.
of mouse will increase by breeding.
sir,
Yes. The number of yes,
Mice will
Kartikeya.
increase.
Sir, it can
Yes,
also
yes.
spread poisons.
Yes, yes.
We
Okay.
will
And
get
the
Yes,
cats
Kartikeya, go ahead.
and the cats will not be there for the for to eat the rats.
Correct. So the right answer is the number of rats will increase.
sir.
Right?
It is
Yeah.
caused by
Sir, actually,
a
the plague was due to both of them. Sir, because if the cats eat infected mice, sir, they will also get infected.
No.
So the
The
rats
cats.
will spread full
Yes.
poisons,
It
One
is
by
and
one.
then
One by one.
because of that
One by
poison,
one.
we will get sick.
No, the scientists actually found that. Yeah. Someone is saying
it is
something,
also
Kartikeya.
called it is also caused by mosquitoes and fleas.
No, that
It is
was not a reason
also
of bubonic plague. It was the specific case that I am telling. This is part of the story, right? So what happens is the rats actually, because they had killed cats, the number of rats increased, and due to the rats, actually the rats are the carriers of these insects, right? These bacteria, right? Because different bacteria are carried by different animals. Just like the malaria bacteria is carried by one type of mosquito, it is not carried by the lizard which eats the mosquitoes, right? So it is different when the cat eats the rat, it is not affected. It basically tries to control the population. So what they had to do, they had to bring, they had to what you can say, airlift cats from other countries. They imported cats from other countries and put it into the country so that the population of cats can be controlled. But the point here to understand is science is not perfect in its analogy always. And some today it is telling you something, but after some time it will again change its own theory, because science is learning right now. It is not perfect. Whereas this knowledge of scriptures, the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, that is perfect, Srimad Bhagavatam, because it is told by the perfect person. Who is it? God. Because God is
Krishna.
actually the creator of, yes, the creator of everything. So he knows everything perfectly, right? We may not be knowing, but he knows. So that is why what he tells is perfect. That is why Bhagavad Gita we read, because we know it is a perfect knowledge. Why I am not teaching you something written by any ordinary man, right? Anyone can read any book, but why we are reading Krishna's book? Because we know Krishna is God, and whatever Krishna says, he cannot be wrong.
Sir, we should
Yes.
read Krishna's books because it has knowledge, and we will know all about Krishna's stories and what happened to Krishna, and then we will be like a good person, and everybody will think like we are like a goddess or god.
No, we don't want to become God. We want to become devotees of God.
No, being human is much better.
Being human is
It's much better. So we can do everything.
um, so why? So maybe this is another discussion, Sudhima. So yes. So I'll again come back to the point that actually. So that is why we are reading this Bhagavad Gita, because the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is perfect. Okay, so I'll stop here since I have 10 minutes to the activity. So
Sir,
anyone has any questions? Yes, Asta.
sir, I wanted to ask, can you refer a book with all these details in it?
Okay, all the details in it. Um, I'll have to check. Asta. There are some books, but actually for children it will be not so easy to understand. So I'll have to find some book related to children. So I will definitely Vaishnavi is showing the Bhagavad Gita as it is. That you can read. Uh, so more who has written this Bhagavat? It is Amar Chitra Katha, correct?
Yes, sir, but it doesn't have the discussion between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, or it doesn't have any details about Mahabharata.
So yeah, correct. So actually, yeah, the Bhagavad Gita as it is a good, is a right book to read, but that may be little difficult for you to understand, right? But still, you can try. If you have you can take the
Sir,
book that's
Yes, sir.
Bhumi and Vaishnavi are showing.
sir,
Yeah, if yes.
I have a recommended option.
Yeah, what is
Sir,
that, Kartikeya?
Bhagavatam
there is
Tales. Bhagavatam Tales.
Uh,
It tells about
Bhagavatam
every
tales,
single. It can also
sir,
be,
value-based stories.
yes,
Okay, one by one.
basically.
Please go one by one. I cannot. I'm also human. I am not Krishna. I cannot hear you, all of you. So please say one by one. Okay. Siddhima is showing some book. What is it? Let me see. Put it little back. Value-based stories for children. Who has written it? Siddhima? Not written. Okay. That's
sir,
okay. What I will do is I will share some.
even
Kartikeya, what
Bhagavad
you
Gita is
told.
also available in English.
Sir,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Self,
the
I
option
don't
right.
get it. So can I tell it again?
Yes. Okay, one by one. Let's hear from Siddhima. Let's finish. Yes, Siddhima. Say.
Dr. Shivjoro Kadam. He written this value-based stories for children to understand knowledge and know about more about Krishna. It's a very
Okay, correct.
nice.
So that's good. Yeah, that's good. Whatever book, if we are finding it, if you have any book, then that's good. You can read it. Otherwise, what I'll do, I will search some video or some book and I will share with all of you. Kartikeya, the one you are sharing, Bhagavatam Tales, that is related to Bhagavatam. That is not for Bhagavad Gita, actually.
Oh,
So,
it
but
has
that is also
stories.
good. That,
Sir,
that is
I
also
thought it
good.
had
Bhagavatam
stories
Tales.
about God, so I thought it could be. It can help
Hmm.
know
Yeah,
more.
it's definitely the best option, Bhagavatam Tales. Okay.
In this
Asta,
book,
the one that you are having, yes.
yes, sir. In this book, it has all the details about the life of Krishna.
Okay, but I think the one that I would recommend is Bhagavatam Tales. Why? Because see, there are a lot of books. You see, Asta, there are a lot of books. But your school teaches you only few specific books which are authoritative. You know that? In which class you are right now?
7th.
Seventh. So you may be reading NCRT or you may be reading some RS Agarwal, correct? For maths. Why don't you read anyone's maths book? Because that is recommended by the school, correct? And the school knows that it has all the knowledge. So that is why books are also like that. Every book is may not be perfect. So some books have a different purpose. The book purpose is to make only tell stories, not lessons, right? So one book which I know is the Bhagavatam Tales. It is actually good one, right? Which Siddhima is also showing and Kartikeya also told. Other book is I'll the Bhagavad Gita that we saw, Bhagavad Gita as it is by Prabhupada. That is also a good book to read. But let me clear all the doubt. What I will do, I will compile a list of books and share in the group so that all of you can go through it, right? Rather than discussing here, you can choose which one you like and then you can go through it, correct? And definitely, if you have some book, then you can refer it. That's always a good source of knowledge, right? You can refer to it. Okay, so it's already 10:28. Do you want to do the activity, the debate, or we should postpone it for tomorrow?
Sir, we can do it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can do it.
Okay. So I will just make, we have 4 and 4, 8 of you. Dhruvi, you are there, right? Dhruvi and Manasvi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have 8 of you. I'll just break you into groups, right? So 2 groups are there. First group is, uh, which one?
Sir Krishna.
Balarama group, right? So who all want to be the part of Balarama group? Please raise your hands. Okay. Bhumi, Astha, who else wants to be part of Balarama group? Siddhima, and Uddhav, can you go?
Sir, can I go, Dhruvi?
Sir, I want to be a part of
Uh,
the Krishna group.
See, Krishna and Balarama, they are not different. It is not like Krishna and Balarama are equally powerful, right? Only the difference Prabhupada tells. Actually, only there is difference of color between Krishna and Balarama. Otherwise, they have the same power.
Different dresses.
Yes, and actually, whoever approaches Balrama, he is more blessed because one that is he is the guru. So Guru Parampara, we always go. Okay, maybe not. If you want to go to Krishna, that's okay. Kartikeya wants to go. Okay, so we'll put Kartikeya into it. Kartikeya. So this is Balrama group consisting of Bhumi, Astha, Siddhima, and Kartikeya. Then okay, I've sent it to okay. I'm just putting in the chat. This is group 1. Now there is Krishna group. The remaining 4, they will be in Krishna group. That is group 2. So we have Dhruvi, we have Vaishnavi, we have who's remaining? Manasvi and Uddhav. All of you know your group now? And the
Yes.
topic I'm going to write is, the topic is should be the topic.
Sir, is it a debate?
Yes, it's a debate.
Which group is against?
Yeah, let me first choose the topic. Okay, the topic is very basic topic. So let's not. Okay, let it be. I'm not able to think of any other topics. The topic is soul does not exist, right? So Balrama group is on the side of, is against the topic, and Krishna group is for. Okay, so what it means is Balrama group will will uh, put arguments against the topic soul does not. That means Balrama group will say that soul exists and you have to give proofs for that. And Krishna group will say soul does not exist, and it has to give proofs for that. Don't take it like that okay, soul, we just now, sir, you told us that soul exists, then how you are giving us a topic to defend? Just take it like a debate and activity. What will happen is, when you think about it, you will get more understanding of the subject, right? So I will be with the Krishna group because they are here where they have a difficult job here to defend the topic that soul exists. So I will be helping them, right? Is it okay for all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But Krishna
Yes.
group, are you okay with the topic? It's a difficult
Yes.
topic, but Manaski, Dhruvi, Vaishnavi, Uddhav, all of you are okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just create a breakout room, and I'll just I'll put you into different breakout rooms for discussion. So we'll discuss for 7 minutes. We'll quickly discuss and then we will come back. And so in Balrama group, who all are there? Please raise hands. Yes. So I'm just going to create the rooms. All of you can join. You will get request to join, and we can start the discussion there.
Get ready for your speech.
Actually, I was picking up something. I can also add some points like you didn't ask you didn't
Yeah.
you didn't
Yeah, you
add
can
the
add.
point that soul is the user of the soul is the user, and it guides us to do different things. You didn't add that point, no?
Yes, but I'm telling a different point about if soul exists, then why do biological bodies exist? Why not just live as souls?
So in the argument we can also go the likewise, like A, B, and then Kartikeya will say, and then Siddhima will say with the example, no?
Yes.
They've come.
Sir, you are in mute.
Sorry. So everyone is here.
Yes, sir.
One person is remaining. Who is that? Who has not come? Uddhav. Uddhav has not come. Where is Uddhav?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
He was there in the session, in the room.
He was
Yes.
in group 2.
Yes, Manasvi. He was in your group. Where is he has not
Yes.
joined?
Yes, was the group.
Okay. Okay. No, that's okay. I will just get started. We'll get started since we are already late. So the first, the for team will speak. Who is the for team? Soul does not exist. Okay, and then who the four team consists of Manasvi, Dhruvi, Vaishnavi, and Uddhav. Uddhav is not here. So you will all speak. Everyone has 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Don't speak more than that, otherwise it will be very late. Speak quickly, finish your point, and then we will go on to the against team. Okay. So yes, one by one you can start the for team. Who will start first from the for team?
Sir, actually, Uddhav should start, right?
So Uddhav is not here, so who is the second one?
Sir, can I start?
Yes, yes.
Sir, like we have why do we need a soul when we have a mind to control our body? Because sometimes even though our soul guides us, our mind is much more stronger than the soul according to our following.
Manasvi is saying that actually the mind is controlling the body. Then how come the soul is not doing anything because the mind says the eyes to open, it opens. The mind says the hands should function, it functions. So what is the significance of soul here? And actually, there is no proof that soul actually is guiding the mind. So, so basically, soul doesn't exist. Correct? The next, this is one argument from the 14. Now, next we will speak.
Sir, Astha will be speaking the next.
Yes, sir. The reason
Yes.
souls obtain biological bodies is to gain self-knowledge. This is being able to detect and sense their own existence. The body is absolutely essential to the awakening process, for without it, there is nothing to contrast the non-material soul. There are many scientific ways to prove that the soul exists. It simply depends on what we define as the soul. If we think it is life, then our being alive proves this. And if we believe that it is consciousness, then we must think that it is. Without the soul, our body is useless. The soul supports our body, and without it, our body can do nothing. It is like batteries which we put in a robot. Without batteries, the robot cannot do any work.
Okay. Everyone heard the point of Astha?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Next, for again the for team. One person from 14 will speak. Manasvi, who will speak from your team?
Sir, I think Vaishnavi.
Okay, Vaishnavi, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
In the scientific world, the science do not support the logic of soul. And if there is the soul, where does the soul come from and where does it go? And how does the soul look like?
A good point said by Vaishnavi. Science says that science now doesn't support that soul exists. And if the soul is there, then where does it come from and where does it go? How does it look like? Good. Okay. Next, from the against team, who
So
is
I'll
going
be
to speak?
speaking.
Yes, Bhumi.
So, the soul is the user of our body. It guides us to do different things. A soul cannot be destroyed by any weapon. It can only be transformed from one body to another.
Okay. So Bhumi is saying that the soul actually is never born and it is never died. It only gets transferred to from one body to another. So this is the answer to Vaishnavi's question, right? And how does it look like? Is it visible? What is your answer?
Sorry, it is invisible, and even we cannot even view it from the help of a microscope. It is very small and very small, smaller than a bacteria.
Okay, good. Yes, the again for team.
Sir, if soul is under the supreme and is spiritual, then the soul controls the mind. Then why do we commit sin?
So Dhruvi's question is, you are saying that soul exists and soul is spiritual and it is pure. Then why does if the
Sir,
soul is there in the body, then why
sir,
does the person commit
Sir,
mistakes?
I have the answer for this. Can I just speak for
sir,
it?
Dhruvi has already said. Sir, Dhruvi has already said
No, Dhruvi has
one
not said.
question. Yes, she has said.
Manasvi has said. Okay. So next, who will answer this question from the
Sir,
against team?
can I?
Asta, you have spoken, so give chance to others. You can help them.
Sir, Kartikya will be speaking.
Okay, Karthik.
Sir, when you think about this, think like no, think a car, any car, any, and who, how can it survive? It if you look, if you don't, who will let it move? When will it get its purpose to transport? It doesn't work without one thing. A driver. You can basically think it as a soul. So, in us humans, we also have a driver. Think us as a car, not Jyoti. Think us as a car and think that who drives us? The soul. Mind is only for moving. Mind is only for speaking. Although the original idea came from the soul. Like I'm moving my hand, this goes in my mind and then it transfers the information to the hand and then my hand is moving. Right? That's the point. Without a soul, a body can speak, eat, do nothing. Nothing is possible without the soul. So that's why a soul is real. And you can't see it. Cut it into 10 1,000 pieces. That will be equivalent to a soul. Means
Okay, so
invisibility.
time's up. Kartike. Good. So good presentation.
Sir, I have
Uh,
2 points more.
so I think time is not more much to be. So only one point
Sir,
will
I
hear
also
from
have a
everyone.
point.
Yeah, I know that we have multiple points, but since it's due to lack of time, we will only take one point from everyone. Okay, now the turn is for team. I think Uddhav is here. So Uddhav, you can
Yes.
speak your point.
Sir, I want to say that uh, why can't we see the soul?
Sir, I've already answered that question.
Yeah,
Sir,
he
I
has
have
already
only
answered.
one sentence. Can I just tell?
Sir, can I tell? Because I didn't got a
Yeah,
chance.
yeah. So I think Uddhav, your turn is over. You want to speak something else?
Uh, no, sir. Sir,
Okay.
he asked a question.
Yeah. Now you can go ahead, Siddhima.
We cannot see soul anywhere on anything because soul is inside our body. We can also not see in a micro soul. We cannot see the soul. So we cannot everybody didn't see the soul. Why? Because it's invisible. God made a soul for us, so we can move our hands, move anything. If we are, if soul is also intelligent, or soul is also intelligent and tell us to what to not do that, and what's if we did if if we are doing something wrong, the soul will tell us that don't do that thing. If you will your mother will scream at you, so the soul says that don't do that wrong things. So we cannot see
So,
soul, but
uh,
soul can control us. If you
so,
want to see your
so can I
soul.
say? So can I say that I am the
Let let
conqueror of the
let her
whole world?
let
Uh,
her finish.
Sir,
Yeah,
I,
let
uh,
her finish. Yeah.
sir, I have a class. Can I please leave the meeting?
Yes. So I
so
think.
for the
Mhm. Yes, Asta. I think we are just
so
about to close. So thank you for joining. You can leave. You may leave.
Hare
so
Krishna, sir.
for example,
Okay.
sir, if we are
Hare Krishna, sir.
if we are walking, and our teacher told us that can you get my water bottle, so the soul will control us and say, see that good, we can go and get a teacher's water bottle, then our hands will move and we will get the water and give it to the teacher. So soul tells us the right thing to us, not the bad things. The soul is not the evil. Soul is very important for our body, and if we wouldn't have soul, we would not do anything, and we will just sit over and we'll also not do anything about anything. So
Okay.
thank you.
so can I so
Yeah.
can I say that I am the conqueror of the whole world, but you can't see me? So everything I say is true.
Okay. I think there are
Science
many
has also
points.
science has also
Many. Mhm.
proven that we control our body by mind.
Okay. Yeah. I think this was spoken by Manasri. So yes, I think many of you have multiple points. So I'm sorry that.
Objection.
Yeah.
Objection. The soul is
Please.
the main controller.
Okay. Okay. So please. We are done now. Now the debate is over. Don't fight now. Okay, this was just for a discussion. Don't take it, to your heart, right? This is just for learning. Obviously, we know that soul exists, and we just discussed, but it was just done so that you
Sir,
think
which
more
group will
about it.
win?
Obviously, the against group wins, uh, because they have more valid points, right? Where the soul exists, that team wins. The Balrama group wins. But don't think about in terms of this is just for a topic, because even when the moment I gave you the topic, it was for sure that they will win. But the thing is, all of you tried. that is success for all of you, right? So it is a good practice that to be it will help you to become more vocal, more expressive, and think about ponder over the things you have learned. It helps you in that way. So all of you understood, I think, the points that we discussed today, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Dhruvi, I'm seeing Dhruvi is little unhappy because why did I put her in the losing side? But yes, the losing side, next time the losing side will be on the winning side. Don't worry. Okay.
No, sir, I'm happy.
Okay, no issues. If you're happy, that's good. So thank you, Manasvi. Thank you, Udhav, Dhruvi, Bhumi, Vaishnavi, Siddhina, and Kartike, and Asta, who had dropped, for joining. It was a wonderful time, and I am really happy to hear from all of you, your points, right? So we'll again meet tomorrow with a new topic. Till then, complete the homework that is pending, and we'll meet tomorrow. So thank you all for joining, and Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, sir.
Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.